We can be uncertain about whether flash flood was related to divine intervention or punishment. However, sure flash floods have become more frequent and intense due to climate change in recent years, especially in Asia. Today's video is a sudden flash flood hit Asia that may make you surprised. Do not forget to press the like button, share and comment what you think on this topic. Thanks, and let's get it on. The August 2021 floods in Hainan Province, China, were a series of severe floods that occurred as a result of heavy rainfall from July 16th to July 22, 2021. The floods affected large parts of the province, including the capital city, Changshu, which experienced record-breaking rainfall and severe flooding. The city received 617.1 millimeters of rain in just 24 hours on July 20th, which is more than the average annual rainfall for the city. This is an unusual high amount of rainfall for the region, and it overwhelmed the drainage systems and caused severe flooding. The floodwaters inundated roads, buildings, and public transport systems, trapping many people in their homes or workplaces. Thousands of vehicles sit abandoned in this car park in the provincial Changshu. These cars were damaged during the deadly floods in July that killed more than 300 people. This is a flood in Laos in 2021. It caused hundreds of cattle to be swept away like this. Images of a flash flood in central Vietnam that isolated a large population area. In 2018, India was hit by a series of devastating floods that affected several states across the country. Floods caused landslides, which destroyed many homes and roads. The state's main airport was closed for several days due to flooding, and many people were stranded without food, water, or shelter. The Kuma River broke its bank, causing floodwaters to gush into the surrounding area. Dozens of people have been killed after days of heavy rain and flooding on Japan's southern island of Kyushu. At a nursing home for the elderly, more than a dozen were feared dead after water inundated the ground floor. Bangladesh is a low-lying country with a vast river delta, making it highly vulnerable to flooding. In 2020, Bangladesh experienced one of the worst flash floods in recent years, with over 5 million people affected and 138 deaths reported. Flash floods occur when heavy rainfall causes rivers and streams to overflow their banks and inundate surrounding areas. These floods can be sudden and devastating, with little warning for residents in affected areas. In 2021, the Philippines experienced several devastating flash floods that caused significant damage and loss of life. In January, the province of Surigao del Sur and Mindanao was hit by flash floods that killed at least 4 people and damaged homes, schools, and infrastructure. In July, the capital city of Manila and surrounding areas were hit by severe flooding caused by Typhoon Influx. The floods killed at least 6 people and forced thousands to evacuate their homes. The floods caused significant damage to infrastructure, including roads and bridges, and disrupted transportation systems. In November, the province of Cagayan and northern Luzon was hit by severe flooding caused by Typhoon Ulysses. The floods killed at least 73 people and displaced thousands. A monster monsoon barreled down on Pakistan, destroying entire villages and displacing more than 3 million people. The heavy rain that began in June is causing flash floods all along the Indus River, from the north of the country to the south. Rescuers are using any means, and in one case, even some rope and a bed frame to pull people to safety. A flash flood hit Sindupalchok district of Nepal on June 15th and is suspected to be caused by glacial outbursts in a high-lying area bordering Tibet. As many as 20 people, including 3 Indians, have gone missing in the incident. About 200 houses in town have been damaged partially or completely in mayhem, which began with onset of monsoon. The flash floods in Sindupalchok district, which touches Tibet on the northern side, are suspected to be triggered by a glacial outburst that has dumped a large mass of mud, stones, and residues in the Malashi corridor. Houses submerged in floodwaters in Sindupalchok, some 70 kilometers northeast of Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, on June 16th. A few of houses hit by flash flood along the bank of Malachi River in Sindupalchok on June 16th. Birenchi town, once a brimming marketplace and center of attraction, now remains submerged in a thick layer of mud, sand, and water after the flood. Heavy rain in Novovinodolski caused flooding in the streets and traffic chaos on Friday. Footage shows dragging debris in the stream, including some vessels. populated areas were also partially flooded and vehicles such as fire trucks could be seen crossing the knee-high waters. Croatian police said one person has died in flash flood in the port city of Rijeka after heavy rain. The body of the victim was found under the car. The Croatian Meteorological and Hydraulical Service reported that 287.5 millimeters of precipitation fell in Rijeka in 24 hours. It is believed to be a record breaking the previous daily high of 249 millimeters set in 2013. Local media reported that 140 millimeters of rain was registered in the city in just 2 hours. The streets of the city were flooded, traffic stopped, residential houses and public buildings were damaged. The flood and landslide led to the closure of several roads. The volume of the flood was so strong that it swept away vehicles. This situation is strange and unprecedented, the Caesar government said. Flooding has affected around 4,500 households, around 15,000 to 20,000 people in the municipality of Bosconia in the northwest of the department. Flood water reached up to 1.5 meters deep. Heavy rain caused streams to break their banks. Floods caused material damage in Puerto Colombia, Atlántico department from 23rd October, where 35 homes were destroyed, 274 damaged, and 1,545 residents affected or displaced, and many other places were so badly affected by the flash flood. Recent severe rains in Death Valley that flushed debris across roadways, damaged infrastructure, and carried away cars are being described by meteorologists and park officials as a once-in 1,000-year event. The arid valley was pelted with roughly an inch and had half of rain on Friday, near the park's rainfall record for a single day. Daniel Burke, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service Las Vegas, described the deluge as a historic 1,000-year event, with a 0.1% likelihood during a given year. Flash flooding after record rainfall in California's Death Valley National Park has nearly 1,000 people stranded, as the deluge left roads closed and cars buried in debris. At least 1.5 inches, 1.3 centimeters of rain fell in the Furnace Creek area. The park's average annual rainfall is 1.9 inches, 4.8 centimeters. The storm poured an amount of water equal to roughly 75% of the average annual total in just 3 hours. Oh my God! A seasonal cyclone dropped heavy rain across Hawaii, causing flash flooding. Hawaii has experienced heavy rainfall since Sunday, with some areas getting 1 to 2 feet of rain in just 24 hours. The rain caused catastrophic flooding for Maui and Oahu, which temporarily forced evacuations overnight. In Halewa on Oahu, urban parts of Honolulu saw significant flooding and loss of power.
Or anything, you're gonna see how crazy it is.
The cyclone slamming Hawaii is a part of a storm called a kona low, which typically expels drops large amount of rain in one location and comes from a southerly direction, bringing moisture to areas that do not usually get much rainfall, the Weather Service said. But given the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, it is rare for a kona low to stall directly over Hawaiian Islands. This is an extreme weather event. What do you think about this kind of natural disasters? Do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment here. Thanks for watching.